Hello everyone. So in this video, let us talk about Inkscape. Now in this video, I actually want to talk about the templates. Now I do a lot of things on Inkscape. I make my graphics. I also create comics, or I used to create comics. In fact, to be honest, I still do, but I don't really publish these comics anymore. But I do use Inkscape quite a lot for producing almost all of my documents, not documents, but graphics, like my banners and images that I need to maybe use somewhere on the website. Now, the thing is that I like to use these guides, and in this example, I'm showing you one of my comic or template of my comic. And because I want to talk about templates, in case you're using Inkscape, then maybe you want to create, let us say, a new comic or a new document of a similar type. Then you want to preserve your, let us say, the settings of the guides, or maybe the various things that you have already, like maybe in this case subtitle, title, date, or copyright, or maybe let us say in this case I have my background color. Basically, whenever I create a new comic, I want basically this template to open. Now it is very simple. All you need to do, let us say you're working on this document, and this document is supposed to be your template. So create a template with all these guides and everything. And if I show you the guides, if you press Ctrl Shift D, you can open document properties and you can go to guides. So you can always turn it off or on. I like to keep it on because it is convenient, and it makes me, because I'm a bit of a control freak. I want my things to be aligned perfectly, and that is why I use guides. Now the thing is that to save it as a template, all you need to do, you just need to click on File on top, and there is an option called Save a Template. So if you save it as a template, just give it a nice name and it will be saved for you. And when you create a new document, you can then see this option here, New for Template, that will let you create a new document using this template, which is in this case Ravi comic template 1920 into 1080. Basically, whenever I name my graphics or banners, I try to use these sizes. It helps me, or at least the aspect ratio. I prefer using size because I want to know, okay, this is my banner, and this is the size. So just select the template, and it will of course create a new template for you using not a template, create a new document for you using the template, and that is it. A very simple thing. But one thing that I want to talk about also is where these templates are stored, because we use Linux and we are smart people. We want to make sure that whenever we install, so basically when I save this as a template, I want this template to be available on all my other computers where I have Inkscape installed. Or as a good practice, you should keep your configurations somewhere safe. And of course, that is where dot files come into picture. So if I show you this directory of mine, which is config, which I'm sure all of you know, because if you're using Linux, then you can also version control your config files. So what I normally do for some of my applications, not really for all of my applications, because in my config directory, I do have a lot of these applications. I don't really care about the configurations for a lot of them, but for some of them, like MPD, or maybe if I need to save some configurations for some other applications, I can actually just version control it. So in this case, I was going to talk about Inkscape. So if I type in Inkscape, I can see here that there is a directory called templates, and this is where your template will be stored. And good thing about SVG file is that the SVG file can also be opened by SXIV, which is a command line based image viewer. So nice thing, right? And of course, my dot projects. If you follow the Arch Linux documentation, you will learn about how to manage your dot files. Just look at your dot files. And in this case, I can see that there is a change. So let me just, commit it and not commit it. I just want to first add it, config, then Inkscape, and then templates, and basically this file, nothing else. And if I now do a commit CFG, and I'm basically using this CFG, which is basically an alias to my Git. And by the way, the document, I mean, you can read about it on like how to manage your dot files on Arch Wiki. I think you can do it. I mean, not I think, but you can do it with any other distro as well. But Arch Wiki has a very nice documentation about it in case you're following Arch, in case you're using Arch Linux. So commit and changes to Inkscape template, and I can then push it to my repo. All right, that is it. A very simple, nice way to manage your templates. But today, hopefully, you learn how to create a template and how to save it on within your dot files, because you need to keep track of it somewhere, or make sure that whenever I go to, for example, if I open my other laptop, I can of course make sure that I pull in the latest config files from my repository. All right, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.